Hi guys, welcome back to my channel MI Tutorial. I've been creating a lot of tutorials for you guys to help you understand Excel and address all of your queries. If you have any queries, please comment down on any of my video and I'll be happy to answer them. So in this particular video, I'm going to teach you how to create a pivot table like a pro. And I'm going to give you some tips which will be very helpful for you guys when you're working with pivot tables. I have a sample data set here which I just downloaded off from a website. So this is a sample data set over here. So the first step that I would like to do is, before creating a pivot table, is change this regular range or the data set into a table. I'm going to do that by going to the Insert tab and clicking on Table over here, and this will automatically select my range, and it will automatically check this box and say my table has headers, and you can click on OK. So this table will be named automatically by Excel, so you can give any of the custom name. For example, this is the sales data, so I'm going to type in sales. Okay, so the table name of this particular data set is called as sales. So let's start with adding a pivot to this particular data set. Now there are two ways how you can add a pivot table. You can go to the Insert tab and click on Pivot Table over here and select a table or range. So as you can see here, instead of the range, the pivot table has automatically selected the table name here as sales. Now I'll tell you the benefit of using a table while using a pivot table. So this has selected as sales automatically, and the next option that you see here is it's asking you where do you want to create this pivot table. Do you want a new sheet to be created and a pivot table to be created there, or do you need it in an existing sheet itself? Let's say if you want to have the pivot table right here, you can click on existing sheet and location, you can let's say select this and click on OK. You will get a pivot table over here and the field list here which you can work with. For now, I'm just going to close this. So this was one way where how you can add the pivot table, that is by going to the Insert tab, click on Pivot Table. Now there's another shortcut which you can use. It is all you need to do is click on the data anywhere here and click on Alt D and P. So when you do this particular dialog box appear, you click on next, it will automatically take the range here. See, as you can see here, it has taken the range instead of the table name. So I will type in the table name over here. I'm going to click on next. Now another dialog box is appeared which is asking me whether if I need a new worksheet or an existing worksheet. For now, I'm going to click on new worksheet. I'm going to click on finish. So a new sheet has been added. Let me just go ahead and rename this and call this as pivot and call this sheet as data. Now I have my field list over here. So let's say I want to know the sales by region and by item and the total value of it. Now I'm going to the pivot here. I have region over here. I'm going to pull this into the row dialog box over here. So as you can see here, all the unique regions are appearing in this particular column over here. Now I need to know the items as well which have been sold under these regions. So I'm going to drop this under the rows column, and then I have the rows under the regions. I have all the products that have been sold under that particular region, and now I want to know what is the total cost of the items that we have sold. All right. So so now we have the data set over here. We have region, we have item, we have total. Let's say I also want to know how many units we sold over here, and I'm going to pull it over here. And so I have sum of units and I have the values over here. Now the basic things once you create a pivot table that I personally follow is, because it is very easy to understand. So what I do is I go to the report layout and I'm going to click on show in tabular form. So this basically creates a nice tabular view of the particular data that we just created. Okay, so now we have the data over here. So let's say what happens when I shift any of these rows here to the columns. Let me just move this region into the column view over here. All right, let me just remove the sum values for now. So I have my items in the rows here and I have my region in the column section. Let's say if I just pull in the total amount into the values, it is now throwing the items by region and their correspondent values over here. All right, so this is basically changing the view however you want the data to look like. For example, let's say you want region here and you want items over here, so you can take a look at that as well. This will basically give you the information as to how many binders have been sold, how many desks have been sold, how many pens have been sold. So when you look at the column wise, it's going to show you the data of the by item, and when you look at the row wise, it is going to throw you the data by region. For example, if you want to know the total sales which have happened in the central region, this is the value over here. Now let me just quickly go to this here and format it so that it is showing me the dollar value. I'm going to click on OK. So I now have my dollar value here. So as you can see, there are some blank values here in the pivot table. For example, in the east region, there are no desks which have been sold, but it is showing as blank for me. And now I don't want to see the blank. I want to have, let's say 0 over there. So I'm going to right click on the pivot table. I'm going to go to pivot table options. And if you see here, there's an option called as for empty cells show. It's right now blank. I'm going to type in 0 over here and click on OK. So the empty cells will get replaced by 0 over here. Okay, and all right. So let's right click and go back to the pivot table options over here for a second. There's another thing called as merge and center cells with labels. Now for this to work, let me pull in, let's say, items also in this particular thing. So we have region, we have item, we have the sum of total. I'm going to right click on pivot table options. So if you see here, the central is just in one cell over here. It is not repeating, or neither it is it is merged into one thing, one cell. So by this option here, merge and center cells with labels, when I check this and click on OK, this will basically select this will basically merge and center the cell over here for easy identification or for the better viewing. Now let's say if I don't need that, I'm going to uncheck this. Let's say I don't need that, but I want this value to repeat in all the cells over here. So all I need to do is I need to go to the report layout under the design tab, click on this and say repeat all item labels. When you do that, all of the item labels will start repeating in this particular data set. Now there are other options over here. There's like you have repeat all item labels, there is something called as do not repeat item labels as well, so that the item labels will not get repeated. And there are other options here which you can add. For example, you have grand totals off for row and columns. When you select that, your totals disappear, they do not appear there. And likewise you have on for columns only, so this will come up over here, and then you have subtotals here. So as you can see, for each region there is a subtotal available over here. For example, central has a subtotal, east has a subtotal, and west has a subtotal. If you don't need these subtotals, you can go to the subtotals here and say do not show subtotals. So the subtotals will get disappeared. Now let's say if you want subtotals here, show all subtotals at bottom of the group. It will start showing in the bottom of the group. But let's say if you want to see these subtotals on top of the group, you can go here and select or show all subtotals on top of the group. Oops, what happened? For some reason this does not seem to be working now, but yes, it will work. So it will start showing on top of the totals over here. I don't know why this is not working. All right, so let's move on. So another very important feature of pivot table is the slicer. So let's say if I want to filter data over here, I'm going to right click on region and click on add as slicer, and then I'm also want to take a look at, let's say, items, I'm going to click on item over here and click on add as slicer. So I have these two slicers which are available for me to filter over here. Let me just quickly format this. So let's say if I just want to take a look at my data only by central region. So when I click on central region, it will automatically apply filter to this particular column region over here, and there is east, there is west. All right. So and then you can, if you want to select everything, you can either click on clear filter, or if you want to select multiple regions, you can just click and drag, and so that you can select multiple regions. Here there are only 3, but if you look at the items, let's say if I just want to take a look at 4, you can just select and drag, all those 4 will be filtered. You don't really need to go here and then select everything and filter the data over here. This is a very nice and very powerful feature of pivot table. Let's say you only want to take a look at how much pens have been sold. If you click on pen, all of the pen data is filtered out over here, and if you go back to the design and go to grand totals, and if you turn on the totals, you get to see the totals of that particular product which is pen. That's $2,000 that have been sold. Likewise for pencil, and if you need the top 3, you can do that as well. So this is a very, very powerful feature, and it is useful whenever you are analyzing the data when using the pivot table. This is one of the very powerful features that is available in Excel, which I think you guys should use it very often. And then you have banded rows here, where the alternate rows will start appearing in different colors, and then likewise it is for banded columns as well. All right. This is about basically creating the Excel. You also have different designs over here which you can select based on your preference, based on your taste. So I like to keep it basic blue. It is the light blue pivot style 16. So this was the basic introduction about how you create a pivot table. There's another tutorial on my channel where you can, where I'm teaching you how to add a calculated pivot field as well. I will link that video in this particular description. You can go and learn how to, if you want to create a calculated field and into the pivot table, you can do that as well. So I hope this video has helped you. Please subscribe to my channel for more such tutorials.